Building a successful business, becoming a millionaire, and achieving the result that you want is actually all really simple. So why do we make it so hard? Hey, my name is Kenneth Ott, and welcome to Growth Time, where we explore ideas to help you live a high-performance life. And today, I want to talk about the simple way to achieve anything you want. For many of us, our wildest dreams are not things that have never been done. In fact, it's likely your dream is based on something you've already seen someone else do. And even if it isn't exactly that, it's probably a composite of the lives of other people. And that's really good news because that means the blueprint exists already to achieve that thing that you want. And this method is called modeling. And every successful person and every business uses this every single day. In fact, for me, anytime that I'm stuck in any aspect of my life, I actually have gotten into the habit to quickly get unstuck by just finding something or someone to model, an aspect of their life or a part of their business. Someone that's already achieved the thing that I'm looking for. If this is the case, why is it so hard? Why are so many people stuck? Why are you struggling and beating away at something without making any progress? There are a couple reasons for this. Number one, we're all conditioned at an early age to ignore all of the easy solutions and assume that only the hard solutions are the ones that are actually correct and right and the right path forward. This is really one of the biggest challenges to get over. We learn this early on in school. All the easy answers are never the true answers, right? They're never the right answers. And this is negative conditioning. This is something that actually I've struggled with over the course of my life and over the course of my career, where I tend to think that only the hard or only the really innovative solutions are the ones that will actually work or the ones that will actually be valuable. And so by default, and I did this early on, I would avoid all the easy ones and only look at the hard ones, right? Now this isn't the case and I do it completely differently. And I've now been able to look behind the scenes personally at particularly all kinds of businesses, but particularly e-commerce businesses. And I consult with direct consumer businesses. And I see businesses that make $100,000. I see businesses that make $100 million. I get to see, 100 millionaires, and I've even gotten to experience some billionaires. And what's really, really interesting about all of that knowledge, all of my experience that I've seen, it's all simple. The successful ones, everything is super simple. The strategy is simple, the tactics are simple, and the business is simple. They're not trying to growth hack their way to $1 billion. They're not worrying about these super tiny, complex aspects. They have a really simple way of doing things. We're all trained to think that success is rocket science. You have to realize that it's just simple actions taken consistently with excellence and then just getting better and better at them over time. That's the first reason why it seems so hard, is that we're conditioned to ignore the easy solutions. The second reason is that we just don't know where to look. And so if someone else has already achieved an aspect of success that you want, then why wouldn't you just go to them and learn what they did to achieve that thing? But instead, we spend tons of money on college and other areas that bring us into debt and in most cases aren't even a good use of our investment. And then rather than paying to go to learn from people that are actually doing the thing that you actually want to achieve, you spend money doing all these other things. Here's what you need to do. You need to find the people that have what you want and learn from them and study them. Maybe if they offer it, even pay them to be part of their world so that you can actually learn from them. All right, so that's the second reason why it's so hard. We don't know where to look. The third reason why it's so hard is we aren't willing to take the consistent action to achieve the results. This is a big one. I talk to a lot of people who say they want a lot of things, and then when it comes down to them doing the actions that actually takes to get the thing, they don't want to do that, or they can't do it, or they quote can't do it. Because I think they can. And so this is the big separator, right? Because success isn't about intelligence. It's not about resources. It's about perseverance and consistency. Persevering through challenges and failures and showing up every single day the same way, consistently over time. Being willing to do the hard things and then keep doing the hard things until the result's achieved. That's success. Most people just aren't willing to do that. The consistent actions are actually the hard things. I see this in my own life. For example, I genuinely dislike being on and posting on and dealing with social media. I genuinely dislike it, but I understand the value of it for my brand and my business, and even for what I'm meant to be doing, which is helping other people who are creating businesses, create success in their lives through those businesses. That's the third reason people don't take action or think it's really, really hard to get the results they're trying to get, is because they aren't willing to take consistent action to achieve those results. How do we put modeling into action? How do we take this idea of modeling and actually begin to use it to get the results that we're trying to achieve? Number one, you have to determine the outcome that you want. So you have to get really specific about what it is that you actually want. Really, what aspect of your life or what aspect of your business that you want to adjust. You have to get really specific about what that is, because if you don't know what that is, then you don't know what to look for to model. Second thing, find several people or businesses who have the outcome that you just determined you want. And by the way, when you use this for your personal life or in businesses, modeling is not equivalent to stealing. You're still being you. You do it your way. As a business, you execute your way. You simply model the aspects of the business or the anatomy of the business and the actions that the business takes or the person takes to achieve those results. This, by the way, also doesn't have to be famous people, right? So like a lot of times people think of, I got to find someone like super famous to like go and try and model. It can be someone in your family. Like my dad was a model in my life of excellence in certain areas. And so I modeled those areas that he had in my own life. I also had other people in my life, like mentors and other family members and business associates, where I modeled parts of their lives. Currently, I am part of business coaches. I have peers and masterminds that I'm part of where I'm modeling things in other people's lives, in other people's business. You have to find several people that have what you want, the outcome that you want. That's the second step. Third step, study those people and those businesses and study them really, really closely, right? You can study them from afar, or even better, ask them to mentor you. And if they allow it, pay them to be part of their community, right? And this is a better investment for a lot of people than even like going to college, right? Because you're paying the person who has what you want to teach you how to get what you want. Like that's the shortest way to get there. Number 4, understand the actions that they took to achieve those results. This is really important and a lot of people I've seen actually miss this. We see this a lot with wanting to be a celebrity or wanting to be, in a certain position, and you don't realize that maybe all aspects of their life are not enjoyable. You may not want to live that life. And so you have to understand the actions that they took to achieve those results. And you have to make sure that you still want that result or want that result the way that they got it. Because the bottom line is you may not want to sacrifice or even agree with the way that they went about getting that result. For example, I know a lot of successful people, a lot of high profile successful people that have gotten there at the expense of certain things in their life that actually changed looking back, like losing their family or not having any time for their kids and their kids are grown up. And so I'd say that you don't want to model that method that way, right? If you don't align with it. So make sure the method that you use or the person uses aligns with your values. Number 5, take consistent actions. The actions are actually what produce the results. And so many people go right to step 4 and then become lifelong learners. There's not a lack of knowledge out there. I consult and coach many businesses, many entrepreneurs. Some are successful, and the ones that are successful are the ones that take consistent action, and many aren't. And it's not because of lack of knowledge. It's not because of a lack of resources. It's not because of a lack of a good idea. It's because of the actions that they take and the things that they believe about themselves. Consistent action seems to trump a lot of other things, right? And so, for example, many of the times that I've seen success in businesses or in people, they've actually done it with products that I think are not necessarily revolutionary. Their business model may be mediocre, but their actions, consistent actions, and their perseverance actually were what produced the results. I mean, their determination, right? Like their belief that this is going to happen, like they're going to get the results that they're going after. That's what produced the results. So take consistent actions. Actions produce results, so you must focus on them. And you need to focus on the actions, not the results. The reason I say that is the backwards, counterintuitive reality to achieving something is that the way you achieve it is by not focusing on it, but by focusing on the things that you have to do to achieve that thing. You have to make the things that you do your goal, not the thing that you want to achieve your goal. Actually takes a lot of mental discipline to do, but it's simple. Many people aren't aware of that. And so hopefully that's helpful. Modeling is a really powerful tool for success. And one of the easy ways not the hard ways, one of the easy ways to quickly shortcut your way to that success. Just be careful. Don't get into comparison with other people. That'll make you unhappy with your situation no matter how successful you are. So it's not about comparison. You got to do it your way. You got to do it the way that your mission was set out to be, and you have to do it in what you're good at. That's how it's fulfilling, and that's how it's genuine. No one wants another knockoff of someone else. They want you to do it your way, but you can model how other people got there. I hope this is helpful. I hope it helps you live out a high-performance life. For more tips like this from me, or to even potentially work with me, visit kenott.com. And until next time, thanks and never stop growing.